All right.
All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I've never really done one of these before, so bear with me. We're going to do this together. We're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. But basically, you guys, I personally want to take my business to the next level. And so I do these things to hold myself accountable. So, but if I'm going to do it, I'd rather work with you guys and like we can all do it together and like grow together, right? So if we have to make some adjustments, we have to make some shifts. I'm going to tell you guys right now, as I was planning all of this out, I just want to give the disclaimer flat out that I was overwhelmed. So, but I know most of you know that I'm being coached by Jessie Lee. And if you don't know who Jessie Lee, she is the #1 network marketer, like in like everywhere. Like she's the best. So I'm being coached by her in her accelerator program. And last week, she really called us out about why our businesses are not performing and thriving, or why we're just having these spurts of growth, but it's not sustainable and it's not consistent. And she's like, and it's because you guys don't plan, flat out. Like you guys aren't taking your calendars out, you're not planning your content, you're not actually holding yourself accountable and treating this like a job. Now, you guys know that we always talk about fitting this business in the nooks and crannies, and I know not everybody wants to do this as a full-time quote unquote job, but I think we also get confused with what a job is like a job can be a part-time job. That can be an hour or 2-hour part-time job. Like if you're going to get a part-time job at Target at night or wherever, like you have to clock in, right? Like, so if we're going to get paid to do this, like we still have to clock into our businesses. And whether that's 1 to 2 hours a day, and at the end of the week, you know, that's 14 hours. Well, you guys, like 14 hours a week for a part-time job, that's actually not too bad. Most part-time jobs are about 20 hours a week when you really think about it. So I think like we just have to change our mindset around this business and think like, my gosh, like we can go to work half the time of what a second part-time job would be, but truly get paid like a police profession. Because you guys, I just work my business a few hours every single day. It's not like I do this all day. Like I just plug in a little here and a little there. And you guys, like my paychecks, and you know, I was about to like say the actual number, but if we're recording this, like I don't want to make financial claims, but you guys, like I am making an income that is equivalent to what my husband gets paid at the police department. So, and I built this originally while working at the salon, and I was working 50, 60 hours at the salon and then doing this on the side just for a couple hours here or there. So if we start treating this like a business and just get more consistent and we have it all mapped out and we do it together, and then we like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of a checklist person. So if I have it all written down and I do the dirty work, so what happens with me, you guys, I don't know if you guys are the same, but I buy all the fancy calendars. I was laughing in the team thread because you're my people. I can't tell you, on this desk currently right now, I have three, not just one, you guys, 3 2023 calendars. And I always am trying to figure out which one's the one I like the best and which one am I going to use and all of this stuff. So you guys, the fancy calendars are great, and the stickers and the fancy pens, because if you buy a fancy calendar, you got to buy the fancy pens. It's only good if you actually use it, right? And so that I'm holding myself accountable, you guys, because when I pull out my calendar, I was so good and so consistent. And then there's like literally like 2 months in like somewhere in between April and partly of May where like it's a ghost town. Like there's nothing in it. And when I notice that happens is when I also notice that my business is not growing at the same speed. So the calendar really does work. So I just want you guys to know where I'm at. as we build and grow together. So I just want you to know that I was a little overwhelmed writing all of this out at first. And I'm like, oh gosh, like this is a slap in the face about all the things that I'm actually not doing every single day. And I'm not being consistent on, because that was the other thing. She's like, you guys are working your businesses and you think you're showing up, but you're not being consistent at all because you don't have a plan and you don't have anything written out. And so you're trying to remember everything in your head that you're supposed to do. But let's face it, like nobody can keep track of all of the things in your head amongst kids and family and other jobs and all of that stuff. We can't keep it straight. So my thought process is, if we go through and we do this, it might feel overwhelming at first, but I think once we get in the groove of it and we have that like checklist, and remember, every day isn't perfect, right? So give yourself grace. You're going to have sick kids and things are going to come up and life is going to happen. And like, that's okay. But think about, if you're consistent 80% of the month, and maybe right now you're only consistent 40 to 60% of the month, think about how much better your business is going to grow just by increasing your consistency by that little bit. It will make a big, big difference. So with that being said, I'm going to do some screen share stuff. I don't really know where exactly I want to get started first, but again, I hope that you guys had an opportunity to go in your calendars, put all of your family stuff in first, because you guys, family should always be first. That's your number one priority. Those things always come first before anything else. So I always make sure that I have my priorities, my kids stuff marked in there, because like when you guys, if we need to do a 3-way call or a 3-way video, then you can go to your calendar, you know what you have planned, and then you can just make a quick determination if you have time for it at that time or not, or whatever. So I always put that stuff in when I'm planning my calendar. Those are the first things that always go into my calendar. So I have all of my stuff. I even schedule my gym workouts because I feel like when they're in my calendar, I hold that promise and I do the workout. So if you're needing to be consistent with something that you want to create a habit in, schedule it in your calendar and you will keep that promise to yourself. It's worked amazing for me with the gym. So I schedule my gym workouts in there, and that's great. So all of that stuff is obviously in there. So starting off with, right, yeah, it's going to be the 21st this week, or this coming 22nd. So at noon, make sure that you guys have written in your calendar the leadership Zoom. Now, again, I know some of you might be at work and this might not, be able to work for all of you. But again, just writing it down will just also show you like what's happening, and then you'll be able to know like what's happening in Lovell. Tomorrow is especially a special call if you can get on it, because tomorrow is Jason Camper's actual Zoom. So he is actually going to be showing us a demonstration. I'm kind of wondering if it has to do with the, remember they said the swab test, Angel, and he briefly talked about it too at Palooza. And so he said it's something he's got to show us, a demonstration. So I'm kind of curious if that's what it's going to be. You guys, it's going to be amazing. Cabo leadership retreat is coming up in a few weeks. So I have a feeling he's going to start dripping some of the stuff that's coming in June. So if you can be on, definitely be on for that.
Heather, do you think that'll be recorded? That one?
Most likely. But I wonder, how could I do this? I'll try to think about how I can possibly, if I can somehow record or live stream it.
Okay.
I'll try to figure out if I can do that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to get.
Nope.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are we planning out the rest of May before we start with June?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say my phone cut out and I'm like, what the hell month are we on? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. We'll just finish out this week, and then moving forward, I didn't want to plan it for Sunday next weekend just because of Memorial Day weekend if people are busy. But moving forward, we'll just do it the Sunday before the first of the month starts, and we'll just do one Sunday a month, and we'll do this Zoom, and we'll plan everything out together so that we're all prepared. So, and then you guys, I'm gonna be transparent. I don't always plug into all of the, let's see, like, okay, so there's a Lavelle live call on Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you wanna, I think, is that 7 p.m. Central? Or is it at 8 p.m.? It's 7 p.m., isn't it? Yeah, so if you want to jump on that, those are Thrive Experience calls on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then sometimes there is a training on Wednesday at noon. But you can also grab those on the Lavelle fan page if you guys are wanting to jump on those extra calls. And those calls I'll also drop in the team page. And then Thursday nights is at 7 p.m. is also another call. So you can add those in if you want to. And then let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna get to my screen share here. I think that might be the easiest. Bear with me, guys. Like, this is my first time obviously doing this. I don't know what exactly is the best way to plan out an entire month, but you know what, I'm willing to try and figure it out as we go. So I did create some things though for us for planning our week, and I am going to our months, excuse me, and I'm going to start popping these in our page too. So like, this is the first thing, and we kind of just touched on briefly about this, is like your account goals. Who do you want to serve? Knowing your audience, and you guys will know why this is important once we get into the like meat and potatoes of like planning out the rest of our month. These are important to know who you want to serve. Like, who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to the moms? Are you speaking to the dads? Like, are you speaking to the single moms? Are you speaking to the crunchy moms? Are you speaking to the grandmas? Like, who do you want to serve on your page? And then, just setting up your content basics. And I'm going to also get to that in a little bit. I only, for cross-platform linking, I only link my stories, my Instagram stories, to my Facebook. Some of this is repeat for some of you guys, but for some of the other people that are newer to our business, I just want to give a quick refresher on some of that. I don't link my Instagram posts to the Facebook. I always do them separately. And so Power Mornings, we are engaging on Facebook, usually those first 15 minutes. But once we get this all planned out, then we're going to do whatever our content strategy is for that day for our Instagram. And then obviously then write our post. And that post, you can do it both on Instagram. It depends on if you want to post once on Instagram a day or twice, or maybe for some of you, it's multiple times. It used to be a thing that people said like, oh, only like one post a day on Instagram. It's not like that anymore. You can post as much as you want. You just need to be consistent, whatever it is. Okay, so moving right along, again, don't be overwhelmed. I'm going to show all these graphics in our stuff. So this is going to be like what we're going to put in our calendars. But first, before we get into this right away, I'm going to go through each day with you guys. I already started to do mine just so that this Zoom wouldn't get 2 hours long because it takes a while to plan out a month. So I already kind of worked on this earlier today so that, we can just kind of run through things, and then we can kind of ask questions at the end or have time to plan out the rest. So for, well, I guess, so I am starting the end of May here, so let's just start there. So coming up this week, the big points for that is May 24th, you want to reach out to any of your 25th auto shippers. And you guys, again, you can run your business however you want. These are all just suggestions that I am doing and that I want to get more consistent with. So these are the things that I'm going to write in my calendar. So you guys, it's totally up to you. But one thing I want to start doing that I've seen other promoters do, and I really like it, is creating a graphic And you know, I can also create a bland one, like just very basic, and share with the team too, if you know, somebody's not great with graphics. But I am going to start writing in my calendar to hold myself accountable. I want to write a reminder, like make a graphic, and on the 24th, and so before every single auto ship, put a reminder in my story that auto ships run tonight. So just in case if somebody doesn't get my reach out, just in case if I missed somebody, it's almost like as my business, like I am giving that customer service and that reminder. So I'm going to start, I want to reach out to my 25th auto shippers on the 24th, just check in with them, see if there's anything I can do. And then post reminder graphic in my stories. So that's something I personally want to get more consistent with. And then for me, then on the 26th, I will also then send thank yous to those auto shippers. And then I also am going to make a thank you graphic, and I'm going to post that up in on the 26th. Again, you guys, this is just going to show consistency. And what this is going to do, it's going to show the other people that are viewing your stories that are not thriving with you yet, that, oh my gosh, like she really has a team. Like she's thanking these people. And you guys, even if you didn't have any auto ships run on the 25th, doesn't matter. Still post up the graphic. You're still bringing awareness. You're still showing people that you're showing up like a business owner and that you have amazing customer service. So that's why I want to get better with this. I really want to, and if you want to fancy it up, you guys, you know how like we will do our team sales, like how much your auto ships were, like you can do your report at the top of your orders, and you can do it from the date of just the 25th. And if you want to do a screenshot of how much your orders were for that day on the thank you, you could put that picture like of like, let's say it was $700 or something. You could then put $700, the like 700 total, like we do. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jess? Am I like making sense here? I'm like, please, somebody. You know, you could show people and bring awareness of like how your business is really thriving. And if you wanted to post that up, that is another thing you can do. We can show QV. We just can't show how much our paychecks are. So that's something.
Wait, I think one of the easiest ways to try and explain that is if you go to reports, new orders, and then you can pick just a specific day. So if you're going to check that late on the 25th, that would just showcase the 25th's orders with that total. So that's how you would find that report.
I just don't know, does that include auto ships though? I thought that's only like brand new people.
Nope. Auto ships get ran in that too.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It would be a good way to surface those out, because those would say released for fulfillment or whatever the thing says on there. But then you could start all of those, and then it gives you the total at the end. But you can pick this week, or I mean today, this week, or this month. So if you just click on today, that would get.
Yeah, I just think it's another great way for us to think outside the box and just like kind of just bring awareness to like that our business is growing and that we actually have a business and that, you know, there are orders coming through. Another great thing I like to do, you guys, if you're not doing this yet, I know for sure Jess is, but like I got a customer account that signed up today, and thankfully she ordered. So I hit my 600 in PPA today. I'm so freaking thankful. It's so scary to like not like have that locked in at this time. And I got it locked in today. And you guys, I don't share this to boast, because obviously this is a really hard achievement and I will never downplay that at all. To get that $600 in new volume every single month to hit my bonus, my rank advancement bonus. But like, this is a second cousin of mine and we never interact. I think last time I talked to her was like 2017. I didn't even know that she was still on Facebook. And she legit, like, she sent me a message and I was mowing lawn and she asked how to create a free account because she wants to thrive. And so by the time I went to go message her, I was just messaging her. And then I got an email at the same time, and it was her new account. And I said, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry I was mowing lawn. She's like, no, I got it. It's all good. I'm ready to thrive. I found your link. And it was because I had it in my bio. I always talk about link in my bio, link in my bio. And so she knew just to go to the link in my bio. And you guys, she legit, like, she just has been watching for all these years. And then she just went and signed up and she placed her order today. Like, that is how, when we continue the consistency, like, the business just works for itself. So I just want to share that encouragement, and that was my Sunday win. But so my point is, though, I want to continue to get a little sharper in my stories and all of this stuff and sharing that. And so then I took a screenshot of, and even if people don't order, that's still a free account that somebody created and you've had a conversation with, or somebody went to your link. And so I will screenshot those emails, you guys, and I just like put an emoji over their name, and I put that in my story to show people, like, I had another new person create an account, because that is showing people that people are joining your business, and it creates FOMO. So every time, like, you can't plan for this in your calendar, but you guys, these are the other things that I want you to be putting in your stories. This is content. This is content for your stories. This is showing that your business is growing. So make sure you're screenshotting those. And if you haven't been doing it, like Ashley, I'm pretty sure you've had a couple new accounts recently, like, you can go back in your email and still, like, screenshot that and still share it up and, you know, put in there. Or if Jess is great about this too. She sends most of her samples always from the back office. So when somebody gives a sample request, or she's sending out a sample, that also needs to go on your story, or you can do it on your static feed. And if you have them on social media, tag them and tell them that their sample is on their way, because you guys, it taps into their network of people, and then their friends might be like, wait, how do I get one? And it creates excitement. And it, like, Jess is in this crazy momentum right now of sampling. And it's because she's tagging everybody, you guys. So those are a few things we can't plan for, but we need to be making sure that we put in our calendars to do that.
Heather, oh, sorry. By the
Oh,
time I get my microphone button to turn on, you're already on to the next thing. My stupid phone. I was just going to say that actually happened today. I tagged the husband and wife
yeah.
in a sample post this morning. And since that tapped into their friend feed, I already had somebody reach out, and she's like, hey, I'm friends with so-and-so who you said you were sending a sample to. Do you mind helping me? And I said, yes, absolutely. But you need to sign up under her link.
Yeah.
So it, like, they watched that. But yeah, I went over this with somebody else on my team too. But that's why I tagged the person getting the sample, because it's like free advertising for a whole new world.
Literally, because if they got 500 friends, you just tapped into their 500 friends that you don't know. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
those are just things that we can't really put in our planners, you guys, but, like, you can write a note to yourself that these are the things that you need to be doing when those things come up. And then, okay, so this is what my goals are. You guys can, you know, again, put whatever you want in your calendars. So I'm going to pick one day a week, and I'm going to make 7 reels in that one day. I'm just going to crank out 7 reels, whatever day it is, whether I like, so normally for me, I usually get ready on Tuesdays or on Thursdays. Because I don't wash my hair every day. So sometimes I'm looking like a hot mess. So I'm going to pick one of those days, and I'm going to write into my calendar, and that's my non-negotiable. I'm going to make 7 reels, because I'm going to be dressed. So some of them I can like do like with my own personal face and stuff like that. And then some I will just use of photos and things like that I'm constantly, when I'm out and about, you guys, like last night, we were at that gala, we were fancied up. So I had Rock take a quick video of me walking down the runway, and I'll just use, or the red carpet, I mean. So I'll like use that for like an inspirational video or something. So you guys, like when you're like at special events or you're doing something, or like Angel, today you were out and you were you were riding. So I just hope like you're taking just random like videos of nature even. And like, don't feel like you have to have this super exciting life. Like whatever you're doing, you can just do that. You can walk around your garden if flowers are your jam, and record that. And then you guys can put like whatever is like who you are. Like, so for me, I'm an inspirational person. I have a lot of faith. Like faith means a lot to me. So like that's who I am. That's who I want to serve. That's who I want to attract. So I can then put that kind of stuff over those kind of videos. Like every reel doesn't have to just be of you or of a voiceover, but if you have something on your heart, you guys also do original audios, like record yourself, like giving people a piece of advice. And that's going to coincide with everything that we're talking about on here, like, questions for your audience. You can answer questions. You can do a question in your story, and then you can literally record record reels answering the questions from like a question and answer series you've done in your story. Again, I don't want this to overwhelm you guys, but we have to think out of the box. There's so many fun ways that we can work this business. And I just feel like that's why we got to get a little bit more honed in, because I feel like there's so many missed opportunities. So for me, I'm going to pick a day of the week to make 7 reels. So then I have them for the whole entire week. And so then I can just post them up, because you guys, there's going to be days you're not going to feel like posting. You're not going to feel like making a reel. You're not going to feel like doing all that. But you guys, like, reels are the real deal. No pun intended. I'm getting so many of them shared out. I'm noticing that more people are following me right now, like more than ever. And I think it's because of doing our power mornings and the engagement that I've had on there. And the more people that start following you guys just means that there's more people seeing your stuff. So if I have a ton of people following me, now Jess asked me to go live with her this morning. All of those new followers that started following me from these reels just seen our Thrive video this morning. So now that's an opportunity for them to reach out to us for Thrive. That's how you're going to reach more people, by doing reels and having people follow you because they like the content that you put out. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so that's why it's important. That's why it sounds overwhelming, but we're going to do 7 reels a week and make sure we post at least 1 reel a day. That's going to be the goal. But if we do it all at once, we're trying to work smarter, not harder here. So you guys can pick whatever day you're going to batch your stuff today. Look at your calendars, see what day is going to work the best for you, that you don't have activities and stuff going on. I am going to pick, I'm going to do mine on Thursday because I have an eye doctor's appointment. So I'm going to have to get ready that day. So that's when I'm going to do my reels. And then you guys, I want you to actually put it in your calendar where you think you'll have time. This doesn't need to take a long time, 30 to 45 minutes max. Seriously, just don't overthink it. Crank them out, get them done. And you don't have to worry about writing the captions for them. You can if you want, but otherwise you can just write the captions when you post them up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my reels in here. Okay, and then and then in my story, I want to make sure that I'm going to do 3 offers for a sample every single week. So I am bad about remembering to do this in my stories. So I'm going to start writing it down so that I know that I have it. Sundays are a great day for sample posts, you guys, because everybody is tired AF. Sundays and Mondays. So whichever one, make that a non-negotiable. Do it either today or tomorrow. And then, so I'm going to put that sample post. And then you don't want to do it back to back. So whatever your first day is, maybe just go every other day. I'm going to do Monday, Thursday, Just kidding. You guys, I'm not gonna do Thursday. I'm gonna do Wednesday, because if they create a free account, they're going by the 26th, they're gonna get the $25 in free credits. And then they'll get their sample and they have till the 31st to use those. So I'm gonna try to leverage that. And then I'm gonna do another one on Friday. Traditionally, I don't get action on Fridays, but Friday's also payday. So I'm gonna do it that day because they're gonna get the $25 off. It's payday. And then those credits expire on the 31st. So maybe it'll prompt them to just place their order because they're getting this deal. Okay, so that's the days I'm gonna post up in my stories for my samples. 3 thriving for free stories a week. I personally don't talk about thriving for free enough. So on the days I'm not posting about the samples, I'm gonna do the thriving for free. I wanna just get more consistent and be in people's faces about the opportunity of thriving for free, and just not letting people's objection about like the cost deter them. And then for me, I'm also going to, and I encourage you guys to do this, a story every single week, you guys, where you're speaking live in your stories. I know this might scare some of you, but you just have to hit that button. It deletes in 24 hours. It's not as scary as you think. But people need to hear your voice. They need to hear your passion. So I want you guys to do one story per week, either sharing the opportunity or your story. But I also want you guys to make sure that you post this to your highlights. And so we're going to talk about that here shortly. If you guys don't have any highlights on your Instagram, I want you to have a highlight that says either join me or start here, something like that. Name it that, so that when a new person comes to your page, they're like, oh, I got to start here. That's where you're going to be talking about what you do, the opportunity, your story, all of that stuff. But if we post that up, then when people come, this business will work for you because you're literally already talking. And when they're binging that highlight, then they're going to want to join you. So I want to be better about sharing that more, because I'm also getting new followers all the time. But if I'm not actually posting about this, then obviously like it, you know, like how does anybody know what the heck I do? Okay, so my story or opportunity. Oh, and then this is just a few cleanup things for people that are newer. Obviously, I just talked about the highlights. So making sure that you guys have your highlights set up. And I'm not going to dive super deep into this right now, guys, because we're planning out our month. I don't want to get like too crazy off track. I want to try to just stay super consistent with you guys and just like not go squirrel on everybody. If you don't know what highlights are, just go to my Instagram. You can kind of see how I have them. Make sure you start kind of lining things up, because those will sell for you automatically too when people binge your page. Transformations, you know, about me, like whatever. And then you can just make sure that you have all that signed up. So I'm not going to get it crazy into that, but I want to make sure you guys have your highlights set up. And then obviously you talking live in your story, sharing the opportunity, sharing what you do, sharing your story. So then when new people come to your page, they're going to be able to always have that opportunity, so that if in your story you haven't talked about Thrive that day, they're going to be able to find it in your highlights if they choose to go there. And then I want to make sure on your Instagram, you guys, that you have 3 pinned posts. Do you know what I mean? Like at the top of your Instagram, that you've pinned 3 posts. Those are the first 3 posts that everybody sees when they come to your Instagram. And since we're going to be trying to grow our Instagrams and work our Instagrams more, we really want to make sure that people know exactly who we are right when they come to our page. So this is my recommendation for what your pin post should be. One about like who you are, what's your story, you know, and if you don't have anything on that, then this week, then you need to put that in your calendar of each day, that what post you need to do to make sure that you're reintroducing yourself. And in fact, I'm going to do it as well because I just need a fresh one, because I feel like our stories and my why is always changing, and I continue to get more and more confident. So the one I currently have pinned on there is kind of oldish. Plus, I don't even think my hair was red. So I'm going to actually do a new one this week. So a pin post of who you are. Their other pin post is something personal or your family. Let people know who you are. Like, let them into your life a little bit. That's how they're going to know and trust you. And then one opportunity post, one where you're actually sharing your opportunity, like who you serve, how you help people, how you help, whatever. That's why I wanted you guys to really like get down deep about like who you want to serve, what you're doing, because then in that post you can say like, I love helping moms like get their mojo back and blah, 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 blah. And you can tell people who you are. So then they know right away if they want to follow you or not. So if you haven't done a recent one in your calendar, write that down as the thing that you're going to do. I am going to do, and then I like to do opportunity posts personally, usually on Tuesdays, primarily just because of the fact that that's payday. It's just an easy way for me to talk about the opportunity when it's payday. And then I usually do a photo of me. And then I usually just add a little screenshot of like that we got paid from Payoneer. And then just to make it kind of subtle and, still branding yourself, but showing that like a payment just transferred to your account. Because you guys, I can't tell you how many people say like, do you actually get paid real money? Like they don't think it's real. So that's why we have to continue to talk about these things. So if you guys don't have those pin posts done, get that in your calendar for this week, because we want to clean up our Instagrams, get everything like running like a smooth operating train. Ashley, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just like, are you waiting for me to shut up? Just making sure. I would like to blab a lot. And then, so obviously we already did the Thrive for Free stories. And then I am going to make sure that I do 3 to 5 a week of transformations in my story. You guys, I suck at this. I'm so inconsistent about like sharing Thrive transformations. So I want to get better at that. So for me personally, if you're already doing that, great. Me personally, that's what I'm going to write about, getting more consistent about transformations. So I'm going to just do that so that I don't forget. And again, this is just making me more consistent, and my like followers are just going to see more of a rhythm from me when I'm doing this. So now you guys, we kind of just did this week as far as like stories, like actual Thrive opportunities, stuff like that, like things that I don't want to forget. Is there anything else that anybody feels like I might have missed that should be in our stories more consistently? Because I'm kind of focusing on stories right now specifically, and then we'll get into, I probably put this up too early to be honest with you guys, but then we'll kind of get more into like our posts. These will be more like posts. So do you guys have anything that I forgot or you think that we should have in our stories?
Not something we have to have, but I utilize Wellness Wednesday.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep, for sure. And that's what I like to kind of think about when I am posting, is I actually have it written up on a board up here. So Sundays, I have Sample Sunday. Monday is like Motivation Monday. So even like in my stories, I'll just try to put something motivational in there. It keeps me consistent. Or Mindful Monday. And then this also helps me with posts too, you guys. Like, so if I'm feeling stumped on a post or I don't know what to post, I'll just kind of go back to the drawing board, and this just kind of helps me with ideas. Tuesdays is Tip Tuesday, if you're writing these down. Try It Tuesday. My brain just works with the same letters. Like, I don't know, it's just like how my brain works. I can't see it that far away very good. Payday, and then Transformations, of course. And then Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday and Wisdom Wednesday. So if you want to give somebody a piece of wisdom. Thursday is Thankful Thursday and Throwback Thursday. That's also a great day that I like to do transformation posts too, because then I'm like throwing it back. Flex Friday and Freedom Friday. So I like to talk about the opportunity on Fridays too, because of Freedom Friday. And a lot of people wish they weren't working on Friday if they are working. So it's a great time to also talk about that. And then Saturday is like skincare Saturday, self-care Saturday. I just
Say
like,
it.
What's that?
Say it Saturday.
Yeah. I like to just kind of keep it light and fun, shout out Saturday, stuff like that. So hopefully that helps you guys. But so now like you kind of have an idea of like the consistency in our stories. So I don't want to take up your guys' time with this, but now we have 1 week mapped out. So when we get off this call, I want you guys to just take this information and then do it for the next week, because this is going to be like your checklist. This is going to be like your IPAs, like, hey, I did this, I got it done. And then anything extra in your stories is just extra. So just make sure that you're just putting other random crap in there, memes, funny memes, show people who you are, inspirational, like whatever it is that fits with your branding, because you don't want your story just to be just a Thrive feed. Like you want them to come there for other things, like the inspiration that you give or funny shit your kids do or whatever. So you guys get the picture, but just make sure that you obviously are staying on brand so that people, whatever you said in your bio of who you are and who you serve, that's what they'll get in the stories. That's who you are. So we have that down, you guys. This is just for us to stay super consistent in our stories. So you got that. And then the content strategy for Instagram, this is from my coach, Jessie Lee. She was just like on fire. This is like all the different stuff that she does on her feed as well. And like all the things that she teaches her people to specifically grow on Instagram. This is going to help you grow your followers, everything. Like I said, she's the #1 network marketer. So I trust what she says. It's no denying that, like, she knows what the heck she's doing. So these were all the things that she taught us on Tuesday that we should be posting on Insta. And when I really think about it, you guys, and you can think about this and do your own research, but if you go through your Instagram and find your favorite like big accounts, you know, like if it's like a Boss Babe account or, you know, like, I don't know, whatever it is that you like to follow, like you will see like they do all of these things. But I think so often we think like they're just like these big, huge accounts or big brands. And so like, that's just what they do. But really it's like, we should successfully exclude. So we should be doing it too. There is going to be like no rhyme or reason, you guys, for this per se. So what I did personally for my month of June specifically, I will let you guys kind of finish out May however you want. If you want to take these and start implementing these strategies right away and start just posting up what you want. Obviously, some of it is going to already be like, because if you're going to do an introduction post on Insta, like right there, you already have your long post right here, you know, so obviously you're going to already be implementing some of these things on your static feed anyways, if you're going to be updating your highlights and your pin post and all of that kind of stuff. Basically what you can do is just go in and I want you guys to just each and every day pick one of these things and start implementing it. So, and again, this is your business. If you don't want to do this, you guys absolutely absolutely do not have to do it. Like, these are just suggestions. This is, you know, the advice that I'm taking from my high level coaching, and just like trying to also help you guys to implement it as well. I'm not consistent on Instagram like I should be. So I'm like, at this point, nothing's going to hurt. Like, it, if I'm just giving more content, I'm assuming it can only help it. It's not going to hurt it. So I personally am going to try to start implementing all of these things. I'm going to go in and I'm going to write all of these things in every single day. And so again, I'm a checklist person, and I feel like once it's in my calendar, I don't overthink it. So for me, like testimonies, like, again, my brain just works like it's Tuesday. So it's like, it's probably going to be like a transformation Tuesday. This also goes for, you can post this stuff up in your stories as well, you guys. So this is for stories and static feeds. So like, make sure that you're putting testimonies in your story. Like when you ask a thriver how they're doing, and they have this awesome freaking thing to say about how amazing they feel, screenshot it, put it in your story. Obviously, same thing with your stories, have fun with it, like fun facts, memes, like I had mentioned. What are you reading? For reels, a day in the life, people are loving those. So they want to know what the heck you're doing all day. People are nosy, like they love that stuff. I don't remember who I was just talking to, but they're like, oh my gosh, like when I do when I'm on TikTok, I get so stuck on those in a day in the life reels, and I will just be scrolling them for like ever. So people do really love them, you guys. So that will also help us get more followers. But so anyways, these are all just ideas that I wanted to give to you guys to just help you to grow your Instagram. So you can just kind of take these and put them all throughout your whole calendar. And I'm going to post this up in the team page as well. So again, that you can just have this forever. It'll be a resource that will be in there. And then every single month, it'll get easier and easier to plan this. But I also wanted to go through some promoter things too in your calendars to write down on the business side. I think we can also get so focused on our posting and all of that, but we have to remember that we still have to help on the backside of our actual business. So I'm going to run through these. I will give you time to write them because I already wrote all mine. So on Thursday the 1st, I have reach out to your promoters, your frontline promoters especially, and check in with them and check with goals. Because again, when we're supporting our promoters and we know what their goals are and we know where they're at, like then we can better support them, and then they feel supported. You bring people to the fire, and your team just prospers because you're actually keeping engaged with them. Number two, the second is, the Thrive for Free posts. So this is something that on Facebook, especially, that you might want to just put up a post talking about thriving for free. I like to take a screenshot of the credits that I got and just show people how I'm thriving for free. It's a great opportunity too, to be able to be like, I'm paying my Thrive credits forward today. So anybody who's ready, I mean, this is of course, if there isn't a Laval promo, then I'll just like say I'm, paying it forward today with my credits, $25 off to the next 4 people or whatever. So that's a great day to post about that. And then check in with your customers who maybe didn't Thrive for free the month before, and just tell them, hey, I just got credits loaded today. I really would love for you to Thrive for free next month. I just wanted to check back with you and see if you have any interest in earning your products for free. And then this is where you can like encourage them, maybe help them write their story, help them make a post. You guys got to remember, we're the promoters, they are not. And so if they need help with that, like help them out. Or what I've done in the past is because some people are too shy to post. They don't post on their social media much. They're just kind of scrollers. I have asked them, can I showcase your story and tag you in it? So that's another way to pivot. So that's what Friday, June 2nd. The third is prep for all of the monthly auto ships. So I personally like to go in my back office, and for all of my customers, I like to write a list out, and then I even have a whiteboard, and I like to put them all on a whiteboard so I can see it. And I like don't forget about those customers. And partly it's like to help me so that no one falls through the cracks. So I like to write it out for the whole entire month. So then I'm just organized. It kind of takes a little bit that first day, but then the rest of the month goes so smoothly because I just know exactly whose auto ships are running on which day. And then I of course reach out to the ones that are going to run on the 5th, check in with them. The 4th, I have reminder graphic and stories that it will run. We kind of already talked about that, but I write this stuff in a month at a glance. Here, I'll stop screen sharing this. So this stuff, like the promoter stuff, I like to just write all of that in a month at a glance, just because it's just easier for me to like see it all at once. So 5th, I don't have anything written down. That's the auto ship day. If you like to thank your auto shippers right away on the 5th, you can, but I have it on the 6th to do the thank yous to auto shippers. I'm gonna again be transparent, you guys. This isn't something that I do it and then I fall off and I don't do it, and then I do it and then I don't. And so this is just an area of my business that I want to offer better customer service. And I want to just show deep appreciation, because when we show deep appreciation for our customers, they just stick and stay, like, because of the quality of service that you give them. And then of course, that Tuesday, I always just have it on their payday just to remind me about the payday post. The 8th, I have check your VIP reports. You guys, it's easy to let like VIP reports fall through the cracks, especially if you're in a season of growth. So I like to just remember to check in with those, touch base with anybody that's in VIP. And then the 9th, I have message 10th auto ships. And then of course the graphic and the stories reminding people that it's going to run. I do not have that graphic made yet, by the way, but I am going to create that today so that I have it for the 25th. The 11th, I have thank yous for auto ship, and then graphic and the stories thanking them. That is a personal thing, not Thrive related. 13th, check on auto ships for the 15th. And then on the 13th, I also have, it's auto bonus day. You guys, it's really good to showcase that we have an auto bonus. And so even if you're not an auto bonus earner yet, you can talk about other people that are earning this auto bonus. You have to show people the opportunity. And especially even if that's not your goal, there might be somebody on your social media that is very interested in it and is like, wait, I can do this business on the side and earn a car. That's crazy. Like, you don't know what people are looking for. So just make sure that you're also talking about that auto bonus. And I need to be better about showcasing that I have 2 auto bonuses, but sometimes to me it feels like boasting, but I just need to show you the opportunity. 14th is graphic reminder for auto ships. 16th, this is a little repetitive, guys. It's thank you for the auto ships. And then I also on the 16th, like, want to get better about checking back in with the promoters to check to see where their goals are at. Like, are they on track? Is there anything we need to do to pivot, especially with all of these bonuses running right now? Like, for example, Jess and like even Angel, Ashley, I talk to pretty much every single day, and so like you have some of your promoters who you're just like really close with, and you're just always in contact with each other because you're like really running in the business. So like, if you're in contact with your regular people all the time, then obviously that's not going to apply to you. But if it's somebody that's active, but they're not like super engaged, I just want to get better at checking back in with them just to make sure everything's cool Is there anything you need help with? Blah, blah, blah. So I have that on the 16th because then that gives us plenty of time to make any pivots if we need to. 18th, prepare for 20th auto ship. 19th, reminders in the story. And then the 20th, I just want to check back with if I did have anybody in the beginning of the month that I was like going to help them with a post. I feel like so often I'll like want to like work with these people to like thrive for free, and I'm all excited and gung-ho about it, but then like maybe they don't come back to me, so then I just like forget about it. So I want to get better about like on the 20th then like following back up with them and just see if there's anywhere where we can, you know, make those improvements, or is there anybody else that might be interested now, or did they have interest? If they had interest, you guys, more than often they never will like reach back to that person again. They're just like, oh, well, oh, should I? And it's like they don't realize that they should. So it's good to just stay on the ball with them. So I have that in my calendar to remember, to help me to remember that. Obviously 20th, I have also, it's Tuesday, so payday post. 21st, thank you for auto ships, graphic in the story. 23rd, check on auto ships. 24th, reminder. And then of course, 26th, thank you, auto ships and the graphic. And then 27th, I have check on your waiting room. Again, this is for somebody that is like bringing on promoters and they are like in a season of growth as well, because you can utilize that waiting room to really help people hit ranks and other things. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. So I have that in my calendar so I don't forget. Also Tuesday's payday post. And then the 29th, I just have like end of month reminders, you guys, like, especially again, if you're like really growing your team, you just really want to make sure like everybody like has their $100 in PV so that they get paid. Because remember, if they don't have that, they're not going to get paid. It's not your job to babysit people, but sometimes people like, if they're just like one of your like awesome promoters and they are in the game, I like to just make sure, like I have promoters, you guys, that literally are not engaged. They don't connect. They don't even really thrive, but they literally have like $2,000 in volume under them. And I'm done sending reminders for them to get paid. Like, if you're not going to support your team of 2,000 people, like $2,000 in volume thriving under you, and take that for granted, because there's so many other people that would love that, I'm not going to remind you to get paid. So that might sound harsh, you guys, but I'm just at a point like I will support you and I will remind you when I know it's just an accident and you're actually showing up to your business. But if you're just riding somebody's tails, like, then sorry, that's on you. I said it. I said what I said. It is what it is. And then the 30th, I just like to like, just remember, like, you know, shout outs. We usually do shout outs, you guys. If someone in your team, check below. Again, I can't reiterate this enough, you guys, of checking your leader updates at the bottom, checking in to see who got a new Thrive customer, who got a new promoter, or whatever like that. People want to be recognized, and that also grows your business. So do shout outs. The other thing is, you guys, I want to make sure that when we bring a new promoter onto the team, post them up in our team page, because we want to be able to welcome them, number one. But I'm talking like your welcome graphics, because you guys, we can also take those graphics and you can put them in your story as well and say, welcome to our team. We're so happy you're here. Like it toes the line of like being like whatever, but like truthfully, we are a team. And I love like shouting out other people, even when they're not my direct like promoter or my direct person. Like, you can shout out anybody in the team. And so if you feel like you're not growing yet, but like you see Angel or you see Jess and they're like being a freaking rock star, you can do your own shout out for them. And people have no idea that that's not your direct promoter, but you're still proud of what they're doing. So shout them out. Show that you're a part of a team. Show that you're a part of a community. Show that people are always clapping. because people need community. It shows growth, it creates FOMO. So make sure that you're doing that. Again, you guys, when I was first growing my business, I did shout out other people. I showcased other people's auto bonuses and their cars, and I shouted them out for their stuff. And then I even talked about, like, I can't wait till I get mine, and showed people like, I'm confident and I'm going to do it and I'm going to grow and I'm going to do it with or without you, but you can join me if you want, you know. And you guys, it worked. And so don't feel like if you don't have a team yet, like that, like, well, that's easy for you because you have this big team. No, anybody can shout out anybody. I've wanted to create a community that we support each other. Like, we are one, we are team. Like, I might be your guys' leader, but you guys, like, we are all one. Like, it doesn't matter if this person's your downline or not your downline, or she's a sideline or whatever. Like, shout out whoever you want, grow your business how you want. We're a team. You can showcase anybody you want on this team. And I can promise you, nobody is going to be sad when they get some random shout out from you one day. Like, it's going to make their day. So you guys, seriously, I hope that this helps. I want to see if I did recall doing another graphic, but I didn't show it to you guys, so I don't even remember what it was. I made these on Friday night and I had a screaming headache from that darn HDS. But I did, I know I did another one. I don't even remember what it was, but I do want to go back and see, just so that I can show you guys, and in case if we have any questions. I'm going to let you guys kind of fill some of this in, like I said, on your own, just because, oh, I know what it is. It's part of this one, because I don't want to keep you guys on here all night. You know, I don't want this to get so long and overwhelming. But where the hell did it go? Don't tell me that it deleted. I had more than one of these, you guys, and I wanted to go into I might have to look at this, you guys. Nope, that's not it. Shoot. I went in a little bit deeper. I wanted to talk to you guys real briefly about maybe it's this one. Did I do it on this one? This is what happens, you guys, when you work at 9 o'clock at night. This is so weird. Well, I'm not finding it right now, but I know I have it. So I'm going to look for it, and I'm going to share all of these in the team page. But what it is I mapped out for you guys something to really help you focus on who you want to serve. Like, who are your customers? Because this is going to help when you are actually, now I'm going to go back to this real quick. I just want to touch on this really quick so that you guys know what some of this means. When you are mapping your stuff out, it doesn't really pay to have it mapped out if you don't really know how this all plays in role together. So that's why I wanted to create for you guys the customer, like who you're serving, because then it obviously will make way more sense. So for example, like when you're highlighting a business page, like who are the people that you're serving and where do they hang out? So if like, say like I'm a mom, obviously. So like, let's say I'm like highlighting some, I don't know, like website that like sells cool baby clothes. I don't know, you guys, like I'm actually not that creative, but I'm gonna figure this shit out. So when you're highlighting that though, you want to know who you serve and what your people are, because then this is how you're going to help to figure out like your helpful tools. Like make sure your helpful tools are around the people that you want to serve, the age group, the demographic, like who are these people? If you don't know the people that you want to serve, and don't feel like it's like too broad or that you're eliminating people, because if you're trying to like I mean, when I started this business, I'm like, I want everybody to thrive. Yes, absolutely, I do. But then you're trying to talk to everyone. You guys, you can't talk to everybody because then you water yourself down and you're trying to please everybody. And then you're actually not serving anyone. Does that make sense? Because you're not really being yourself because you're like trying to be like everybody. Like the thing that so many people on our team love about Jess is that Jess just says it how it is. Like she's real, she's raw, she's loving, but like she just like there's no bones. Like you get what you get with Jess. And if that's too much for you and that's not your style and you don't like somebody who is super bold, you're not going to thrive with Jess. Like, and that's no offense to her. I love that about her, but that's going to help her find her people. If Jess would water herself down and not show up bold and not curse and not whatever, like then when these people get to know her and then see that she's actually this wild child who, much like me, likes to cuss like a sailor, well, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, where did this lady come from? Like, I am really trying to speak to the fact that, listen, y'all, I'm a little bit hood and a little bit holy. And if you know me, you know me. And like, I'm kind of like a spiritual gangster. Like, I mean, I kind of like, I love Jesus and I love the F word all at the same time, you know, and that's who I am. But if you know me, like, you know that that's who I am. So you can't try to please everybody. But if I tried to please people who are atheist or Satanist or whatever, well, they're not really going to like me when they come to my page. And in my story, I'm constantly posting about God and Bible verses. They're going to be like, who the hell is this lady? Like last week, she was just like acting like, you know, screw religion. And like, she's this like holy roller. Like, so that's why you have to like really narrow down your niche and who you are and who you're serving, because then you're going to be able to go and find the people that you want to work with. Your business is going to be so much more fun when you are working with people that are just like you and that are attracted to you because of you. And that's why it's so important for you guys to know who is your ideal customer, who do you want to serve, who do you want to work with. And I had this all mapped out and maybe it just didn't sync from my phone to my computer. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to look it up. And then I'm also going to share that with you guys too, so that hopefully that will help you guys really narrow in on who you are, because you want to know who you are before you start your Instagram strategy and start posting up, because everything that you are, and I want it narrowed down to about like 3 things. And then because 3 to 5 things max, because we're trying, sometimes our stuff is way too broad. We're trying to serve way too many people. Like, what are the 3 main things that you want to speak to? And then anything else that's in your 5s can go in your story. But like when somebody comes to your Instagram feed, they need to know the 3 top things that you are, because if your shit is all over the place, they're going to be like, who the heck is this lady? Like, she's just like all over the place, you know? So if we narrow this down, I think, and if we get way more consistent, you guys, I do believe that we are going to see growth on Instagram. And I do believe that's what we all want. I think we just have to strategize and get a little bit more consistent with it. And everything will continue to grow, just like we're seeing so much growth on Facebook just from what we've been doing in Power Mornings. So I think if we start implementing this stuff on Instagram, and you guys take messy action, like my shit is not going to be perfect at first. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, and actually it'll never be perfect and I don't want to be perfect. But my point is that like, don't not do it because you're in your head about it. Like, you have to put in the work or it's never going to grow. And the only way that we get better is by starting. So I hope you're not, you know, overwhelmed by this. I hope this just brings you encouragement and not like analysis paralysis. Oh, there's Cam.
Tried to hide it.
Mom, what are you doing? You're hiding from us. But anyway, I know we're getting a little bit longer. I usually like to keep Zooms like at an hour max. But I do want to quick open it up for anybody that has any feedback. If you have any questions, anything you want to add, anything at all. I want this to be an opportunity for us to learn and grow together, not just me jabbing my jaws to you guys the whole time. Anybody?
I think it was great. The only thing I would add that the very end reminded me of is the ignorance on fire thing. Like
Yes.
it's better to just run buck ass wild and free and get it done, because some of those willy-nilly posts will get the most engagement because they're relatable instead of keeping all that knowledge to yourself. So
Yeah.
it just totally reminded me of the ignorance on fire thing.
Literally. And you know what? A perfectly curated feed, you guys, nobody wants that. Like nobody wants to strive for perfection. Like they're going to join you because you're real and you're raw and you're not perfect. Like that's the whole point. And you all know that in our team, I don't want us to strive for perfection. I want you to show up authentic. I want you to show up messy. I want you to show up real, like not trying to fake it till we make it. Like, no, we're in it. We're doing it. And we're doing it while it's messy, and we're doing it while we have all this other stuff going on in our lives. But because we care about it so much is why we show up messy. Like that's why. And like that is the mission and the like the value I want us to bring to our community, is that we continue to show up just because we're passionate. Like we're not trying to be perfect. And I think that just gets way more attraction than anything else. And then the other thing I just want to mention is that you guys, this might all seem like a lot, but it's a lot because we planned out everything. We're talking about stories. We're talking about Instagram. We're talking about cleaning up our Instagram. So just take one thing at a time that you're going to do each day. So if you need to get your pinned post done, just do one post throughout this week. Like one day you're going to do this post. The next day you're going to do that post. And again, like it seems like a lot, but break it down into little chunks. And it's like, this doesn't happen overnight. So that's part of working your business, is cleaning all of this up, getting your Instagrams how you want it. And then we're just going to continue to show up consistently, getting the stories consistent. And remember that all of this, don't just dump all of it in your stories just in the first like 10 minutes of waking up. Like try to spread some of it out. So like, you know, if you do your steps right away in the morning, and then like do something about life, like you getting ready, or like your breakfast, or if you do devotions, like do stuff like that. Throw your inspirational posts up in there, or your memes. And then like maybe at your lunch hour, that's when you post about thriving for free. So just break it down, you guys. Don't let this be overwhelming. This total work for you should probably take, not including our power mornings, 1 hour max. So if you think about it, you're working your business about an hour and a half, and then any other scrolling and interacting that you're doing throughout the day is just a bonus. You guys, it's really not that much. And when we really break it down and we stay consistent with it and we follow a plan, it will grow. There's just no way it won't. It just absolutely will. You will continue to be reaching people, and we will have this well-oiled machine that will just work for us. And that's the goal. And that's what I hope to achieve for all of us. So I appreciate you guys plugging in. I appreciate you being here on a Sunday night at 6:30. I know it's not ideal. There's no good time on a Sunday. It's gorgeous out. It's finally freaking summer, spring, whatever in Wisconsin. And we want to be outside, like soaking all of it in. But I do appreciate you guys showing up for your business. And I will see you guys at 5:45 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then we will just start. Oh my gosh, you forget the picture. Yes, the picture. Angel, turn your camera on. I know you're there. But you guys, then we will work our business in the morning. And then we'll just each day we'll kind of touch base and we'll review about this. And then the other thing that I need to just mention to you guys real quick too, when I'm in Cabo, does anybody have any interest of running our team Zooms at 5:45 in the morning? I might be able to hop on them, but I don't really know for sure because I don't know what the time change is there. I don't know what our scheduled day is. We're scheduled to do training from 8 to 3 apparently. So I don't want to lose our consistency, but I just kind of was like, if somebody wanted to help out with them for those couple days while I'm there so that we can just keep the team consistent and working, that would be a great, thanks for coming back on, Angel. That would be really helpful for me. So just think about it. It's towards third week in June, I think it is. So if anybody's able to help me out, at least on the first day till I can kind of see the flow of what things are going to be like there and my internet and all of that. I just want to keep our team supported. So think about that. And if anybody can help me out, that would be great. And that's all I have for you guys. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you later.